Alright people, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. That way you'll know when I upload the next video and you'll be supporting my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Every time I upload a new video, I'll be tweeting. Reaction. This is From the Depths, Somali Pirate Simulator by the channel martincitopants. Okay. Welcome to From the Depths, the greatest Somali pirate simulator to ever exist. Subscribe to me now, I will engage you from long range with high-powered lasers. Okay. From the Depths is the game from 2014. Okay, first of all, I never reacted to this channel before. Somebody told me I should do that. I guess this is similar to Zentek and Maxer type of review type of video. I guess we'll see. So yeah, let's watch this one. I've never played a game with a pirate type of. I mean, obviously Black Flag, the original pirate thing, but not the Somali pirate or any modern pirate type of thing. So I guess it's gonna be something. From the look of it, doesn't look like a AAA from this photo, from the graphics, if this is from 2014. But yeah, let's watch this one. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more, which type of channels to react to more. Check out the reaction, there's a link in the description, check out the classic link cards in here. Let's watch it.
Greetings, my fellow land haters. Today we'll be looking at From the Depths, a game entirely focused on the construction and combat of boats, planes, and other interesting vehicles. You play as a young robotic Somali pirate. After the Great Automation Revolution takes place, as prophesized by Democratic Party candidate Andrew Yang, all piracy operations have made the economic decision to replace humans with cheaper machine learning.
Okay, that Chinese rap song. That song is what, 10 years old? But I don't know, because of John Cena, it became famous recently because of all the memes.
Abdul is working in collaboration with Lockheed Martin and has successfully lobbied the United States government into endless naval warfare. Just like the other warfare, but much more expensive. Our brave Somalian will use his unequaled knowledge of David Beckham studies to construct a fleet of functioning vessels to spread his influence and expand his empire. The main campaign is set in Niter. There are 8 factions fighting for control of Niter's water. The Deepwater Guard, your run-of-the-mill pirates in small, shitty wooden craft. Their ass gets beat by every other faction. The Onyx Watch. Lots of their ships resemble fortresses, so basically, sea dwarves.
Okay.
White Flayers. Sorry, who? Twin Guard. A couple of sentient AI with highly questionable, definitely not incestual motives. Lightning Hoods.
I like this faction differences so far, right? Some makeshift pirate type of people who obviously going to get their ass kicked. Some other are really advanced fortress, advanced ships and everything. And then there are AI, so obviously whose I guess objective morals would be questionable because they're machines or something like that. I like this different faction thing. Usually they would have anybody else would have just gone, oh, look at the faction, this guy has this motive, this guy has this motive, everybody's kind of similar. I like the differences here.
They like lasers. Steel Striders, objectively the best faction with some very well made cool looking boats. Grey Talons, Sky Dwarves, and Scarlet Dawn, the very definition of a pussy shit faction that won't get down to brawl. Although they do have this pretty cool satellite that sits above enemy vessels and... still pussy shit, but pretty cool. Our brave militant Abdul starts with a state-sponsored Somalian assault dinghy, a starter fortress, and grand East African ambitions. Your goal? Completely control the Gulf of Aden to impose a hefty tariff of $20 per vessel. Enough to retire to a life of luxury in your great nation.
Oh.
I'll be covering...
Oh my god, what is this clip from? First of all, this kind of... Look at the giant ship they're just throwing in the water like that. I mean, this is how they do it. I mean, it is tied up and shit. Oh, that's why these all things, guys, get flung up, I guess. Ooh.
I'll be covering the campaign today because it's definitely the most interesting part of the game. The goal of the campaign is to destroy all other factions and completely control the map. To do this, you need to build and pilot vehicles that can locate, fight, and destroy the enemy, whether they be in the air, land, or on water. If you want to start playing this game, I would recommend first sitting through an undergraduate's degree's worth of tutorials.
Press right bracket by pressing Alt-N. Open the inventory by pressing E. Left click. Open the inventory by pressing E. Left click to put the wrong block has been placed. You must remove it. Left click to place the block. Open the inventory by pressing.
This will allow you to build a boat that...
So when you're done building your epic warship, by that point you want to shoot yourself. Like, fuck it, just throw the rocket directly up in the head so it falls back to us. Because this is fucked up. There was a time when I was a kid and I had way too much time on my hand. There's something like this would have been, would have felt more unique. But nowadays, I mean, it doesn't matter how unique it is. There is a limit, right? Limit of time waste you can get away with. I mean, I like elements of this kind of a building, but it has to be ease of access. Let's just say some smooth thing rather than being annoying.
That theoretically won't capsize. Yep, that worked well. The game isn't one of these finely crafted masterpieces that builds on aspects you've learned throughout the playthrough, slowly introducing you to new mechanics and features only when you're ready for them. Instead, From the Depths takes the Darwinian approach of just killing you over and over until you learn. The game has less of a learning curve and more of a learning cliff, on fire and covered in bears. As is probably obvious by now, From the Depths is about building vehicles, mostly ships, but others are definitely possible. The difficulty in mastering this game is in how you build a ship's various subsystems, how they synergize, and making them cost effective. Firstly, we need a hull. For a first ship, wood will do. Power. I have no idea how to build an engine, so I'll just get a prefab one and slap that boy in there. Propulsion and control. Get some propellers and coat the ship in speed. I'll add a rudder and a temporary wheel to give our creation a quick test drive.
Look at that. I love this shit.
In speed.
Look at the propellers. 1, 2, 3. Smaller ones. Fuck it. Put a jet engine behind. Why not?
I'll add a rudder and a temporary wheel to give our creation a quick test drive. Next up, we'll add weapons, targeting components, AI, and ammo storage. Turret? Yes. Missiles? Yes. Big missiles? Also yes. But small. Small missile turret? Most definitely. This is all great, but the weapons need an AI for control and targeting, so we'll build a mainframe and some local weapons computers. Alright, let's test our attack beam. Yep, he goes.
I don't know why I have this image in my head that I would create a boat such a detail and spend so much resources in it that there are way too many weapons, way too many turrets. It's everywhere you look is a fucking cannon, and Darth Vader music plays every time my boat comes around.
You shoot? Yep. Can he do it on his own? Ah, fuck. He's drunk. We've forgotten to add targeting components, so we'll add some rangefinders and some spy cameras. We'll make some redundant targeting systems because they're pretty vulnerable. Very good.
Oh my god, look at that.
Finally, we need ammo storage and production so we don't run out of shoots too soon. Just like your own ammo production. The ammo in From the Depths is particularly vulnerable to sudden, violent explosions, so coat it in armor and your love. There we go. We've made our first boat, the attack beam. It's very likely that things are still very broken, so I'd recommend giving it a thorough testing in the creative editor. Our brave bean can dispatch unarmored deepwater guard ships quite easily. Very good. Once you're satisfied with your very hard work, it's time for... The time has come, and our brave Somalian is about to embark on his great crusade. As you can probably see, the map is very dark around our territory. We can either accept this fact, and use your boats to explore manually like a peasant, or make use of your Lockheed connections, and lobby your local governing body into granting you a giant spy antenna. Make sure to build this antenna as high as possible. This is the big brain move, and is highly recommended. Now that you have successfully launched your privacy violation surveillance program, you can see where they're all hiding, and you can infiltrate their mildly compromising browser history. From here, we have a few options. Option 1. wait for them to come to attack. This is inevitable, but also very boring. Pros: it's a self-defense scenario, and is fully protected by international law if you simply say, "Well, yeah mate, he started it." Or, "You know, fair enough mate." Cons: why wait? Option 2. Launch an ethically dubious first strike against their assault dinghies. Pros: big balls move. Cons: violates international law. But really, that's more of a pro. Option 3. Run away.
Let's be honest, if you're trying to conquer everything, right, option 2 should not be much of an issue. Like, oh, you don't like it, yeah, go fuck yourself, I guess.
I choose option 2.
Yeah.
Violence is always the answer.
Diplomacy is for nerds. I have big guns.
Our attack bean is victorious, and our courageous sailor has won his first battle. It will not be his last. As we can see, our widespread surveillance program helped locate and eliminate the terrorist threat. Tax dollars well spent. Moving on from our starter fortress, we will now go expand our territory to the next materials node and extract the highly valuable black gold. Because our enemies didn't use incognito mode, their highly sensitive data and where—
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I loved playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Black Flag? Yeah, Black Flag. Just because of its boat element, right? You know, rickety boat, you know, a fucking brig. You just, you know, walk around and conquer the seas with it. One brig with, you know, against man of wars, frigates, and that was just incredible. The feeling of that conquering forts and everything, right? So this game to me already feels awesome because of that element that you have a massive boat with guns in it and you can conquer things, I guess, slowly with tactics and everything.
whereabouts are precisely known. With this information, we can launch an attack. This time, we're going to build a specially designed ship for our nefarious Somali needs. I'd like to take it back to our roots and directly board the enemy with a small pirate vehicle. Now, getting close to hostile boats with weapons is very hard in the classic Somali assault thinking, so we won't be using that. Instead, we'll take a page out of the Navy SEALs book and stealthily infiltrate via the water. I'll build a tiny submarine that can quickly cruise up to an enemy vessel and get inside. So, we go into battle, use our attack beam as bait, and launch our piracy operation. This is wildly successful, netting us a great bounty in materials and hostage AIs. Excellent. Another victory for the bean. What's next? Another group of enemies. This shouldn't be a problem.
You got fucked up.
Oh. So, now you get the general idea of From the Depths. Make boats, kill shit, and then make more boats. However, there is also the very important topic of aesthetics. The game allows sharing of vehicles, and as a result, many people have made some truly wild shit on the Steam Workshop. This guy made a scale replica of the USS Iowa. This dude made a very solid replica of the USS Missouri.
Oh, this is epic.
This fucking guy made a giant goddamn robot. And this guy
is
made
that
a Titan
Bismarck
from Warhammer 40k.
That'd be awesome.
Jesus H. Christ. And these people all made replicas of the Imperial Japanese Navy's battleship,
Yamato.
the largest battleship ever built. Now these are quite cool, so I decided to build my own kooky contraption. Considering just how many people have made replicas of ships, I decided to give replicating a historical ship a shot. Remember, the bigger, the better. So the final decision was on the Imperial Japanese Navy's battleship Yamato. The big lad. But I wasn't just going to make any run-of-the-mill Yamato replica. No. I had to show up all the plebs who've built Yamato replicas before me. This had to be special. This had to be unique. This had to be large. So I made it twice as big. And here she is. 500 meters long. A lot of blocks. Whole lot of cubic meters. 3 very big guns. And many side guns. It may not be as pretty as other replicas. it may not be as accurate.
Basically, this is how you make anything Star Wars like, right? Take anything from real world, like, ship Yamato, make it double the size. Yeah, it makes sense. This is more like a Star Wars ship, if there is any.
But it's a truly large lad. You may be asking, why build this thing? That's a great question.
Why not?
For comparison, here is the HMS,
Ragnarök.
the one built by robbers. Here is the Tia from the Steel Striders, and here is the normal-sized Yamato. Yeah, pretty large, eh? In fact, as far as I'm aware, this is the biggest replica ever built on the workshop. And as of recording, possibly not just the biggest replica, but the biggest boat too. I could be totally wrong, but I think that's pretty cool. Okay, there were some concessions in building this thing. 1. The cannons are definitely not to scale. Trust me, this is a good thing. The real boat had 3 460mm guns per turret. Doubling this would give us 3 920mm guns, which is really just disappointing for a ship this large. Instead, I went with 9 guns per turret, each of which is 2000mm.
Holy shit.
Much better. The real one had no railguns. As you can see, historical accuracy was my #1 priority. 2. The interior is left for interpretation. Just building the outside of this thing was painful enough, so I didn't bother, especially because the interior isn't really that impressive. 3. The big boy.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. Knowing how fucked up Hitler was, right? And how he created, what was a mouse tank or whatever that was? The gigantic tank, ridiculously gigantic tank. I'm pretty sure he, I guess, played around with the idea of something big as this. Some big ship like this. With 2000mm or whatever guns and this kind of a massive size ship. He probably had something like that planned, right? If he wasn't defeated, I'm pretty sure he had ridiculous plans for ridiculous equipments like this.
Boy has some control and instability issues. Sometimes when I spawn it in, it decides to go full power in reverse and drag itself underwater. 4. The back is a bit shit, but it's underwater anyway, so I don't care. Seriously, I'd like to make it look correct, but I lack the willpower to tear it down and try again. Go ahead and try for yourself, but you'll find that it is quite difficult and very, very large. 5. Because it's powered off of giant steam engines and fires a truly stupid amount of shells, it is very, very, very expensive to run. Serious props if you can get this thing running properly in campaign mode. 6. Lasers were not present on the real Yamato. 7. The ship is...
Okay, so I guess you need resources to run things too. I guess it's realistic like that. Then I guess it becomes more of a logistic issues, right? Oh, I need 50 big guns. Yeah, you don't have shit to fire with, right?
basically unusable because of its absolutely massive internal volume. Every time a block gets destroyed, the game will pause for half a second while the air pump calculates the new force on the boat. It also just decides to completely crush my computer randomly and will drop FPS down to 2. Very nice. 8. The guns are cool looking and shoot pretty good, but a single Hesh round can delete the entire side of the boat's guns. Again, this is an internal problem, and I can't be bothered fixing it. End of concessions. Alright, now how about we take it for a little test drive? Starting off small. Big Yamato versus Marauder, the superior combat vessel. Okay, that was easy. Big Yamato versus Onyx Watch Bulwark, their largest ship.
Large is relative now, isn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty easy too. Big Yamato versus Tia, the most powerful conventional boat in the game. Alrighty. Big Yamato versus flying bullshit.
There goes the bomber.
Not too bad. Finally, Big Yamato versus Scarlet Dawn flying bullshit.
Yeah, the lagging would get
Everything
on your
except
nerve,
the
I
giant
guess.
lasers miss, but they're so powerful that they can kill the ship on their own.
Seriously.
Very good. So there
No
she is,
laser precision
the Big
here.
Yamato. Download it, improve it. Please God, let me know if you've made it better. So, there we are. From the depths. The greatest Somali pirate simulator to ever exist.
Seriously. That was great. Okay. God, the game looks good just because of the boating element from it. right? Because I have special heart, basic special place in my heart for Black Flag and all the elements of the gameplay from it, all the boat element mostly, right? I mean, whenever you go to land in that game, it feels like this is a detour, because that game is mostly on ship in water, which is incredible. I loved, just I remember playing the game and just sinking ship one after another, gathering resources and money, and that's all I did. Just emptying out the seas as much as I can and just upgrading the shit out of the island and the boat. So I like how this has similar thing, like you can upgrade boats, you can make a ridiculously big boat, you have to run it, it might be expensive, but now you can clear out the seas and it just feels rewarding. Right, people, that was From the Depths, Somali Pirate Simulator by the channel martincitopants. If you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the reaction, there's a link in the description, check out the cards in, yeah. I'll see you next time.